Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany and in today's video we are going to be working on the outside of my house. I have been collecting some new plants to get planted as well as some new things for the front porch. I am ready to get some fresh annuals in. I did also pick up some perennials and I'm ready to get in new mulch, get some weeding done. My hydrangeas are coming in beautifully. It is just everything is in bloom and it's so wonderful. So we're going to go ahead and take advantage of this hot day and get some things into the ground. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm starting by doing some weeding here in the flower beds in my front yard. Now last spring, Danny and I built these flower beds and it was such a fun project. I will have those videos linked for you down below. They're great landscaping motivation if you need some ideas for what to do in your yard. But basically we wanted something that was affordable, that looked nice, that was easy to keep up, and that allowed me some places to plant some things I couldn't have when we lived in Las Vegas. So that's what I've got here. Last year we planted those boxwoods as well as the hostas that all came back this year. I also planted that large Proven Winners Super Ball hydrangea, and then in the front there I had a mini limelight hydrangea. Over here I have pretty much the same, just more hostas, more boxwoods, a large Super Ball hydrangea. I also have a cat's mint and another of the miniature hydrangea, and then some more hostas and boxwoods along the side of the house. So absolutely love how this all turned out. Danny and I had so much fun doing this project, and I'm having fun adding more to it. So once I was done doing all the weeding, I wanted to lay out the plants that I picked up. Now, everything that you see here, I did pick up from Walmart. They have had such a great selection this year, so I've gone several times to pick up some things. In the back there, I just laid down a pink drift rose. These are new from a company called Bloomwell. I think it's Bloomwell. That is new at Walmart. So I've got those pink roses in the back. I put a peony there in the middle. In the front, I had another knockout rose and then some annuals along the way. So that's what I'm going to be digging up now, is putting in these little annuals. So here I've got these little white flowers that I can't for the life of me remember what they're called now. However, I had them last year. They're ground cover. They do kind of just spread across the ground. So they did get pretty big last year, so that's why I'm leaving them kind of spread out. And here in this section, I'm going to add in these really cute purple petunias. Again, this is something that will spread out, so you want to leave yourself a good amount of space for these. I had a bunch of white ones last year. We're going to add in some more. This is that pink drift rose. So it's called a drift because the shrub stays low to the ground and it just kind of spreads out. So I'm putting it here close to my house because I want to fill in this space. So I'm hoping this will bring color and it smells fantastic. And then here in the middle, like I said, I picked up this pink peony. So very pretty. I actually picked this up this day. This was something new that I hadn't already purchased for the space. So Danny's going to dig up a hole. He just used the shovel there to kind of measure around the plant, and then he's digging that out. Now, as you see, our soil is really moist. Our soil stays really damp, and we have a high water table where we live, so all of our plants stay really well watered, and it works out really nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and plant this peony as well. It's so very pretty and has such a nice smell. And then here in the front, he's helping me dig a spot for this knockout rose. This is another white rose from that company. It's Bloom or Bloomwell or Bloomers or something like that. And this is just a white knockout rose like what I had in The back deck, if you saw that in a few Sunday resets ago, it's got this really beautiful tropical scent and I love it. So I'm going to put another one of those here when you first come into the house. So hopefully it'll be kind of like a nice inviting scent as you come in. It's got a bunch of buds on it. I did recently deadhead it, so it doesn't look like it has anything going on right now, but it will. Just give it a little bit of time. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish planting the rest of my little annuals. So here I've got some super petunias. These are like the super petunias. They're big. These get really fluffy and big. I planted these in the backyard on my deck. I had these in the front yard last year. They look really good. Like I said, they get really big and I like that. So also going to plant a couple more of those purple petunias just to bring in a little bit of color. And then we're going to move to the other side where again, I'm going to plant a little bit of new things. This here is a lavender plant. That is a perennial. It'll come back every year. I'm planting that in between my two boxwoods. And then I'm also going to put one of these super petunias here in the front. I put it kind of right in front of the boxwood and it will spread out across that whole bed right there. That's what it did last year. It was really pretty. And then I'm going to add in one more of those super petunias here towards the end by my cat's mint and in front of this small miniature hydrangea. Again, it will just get big and fill in. Now I'm also working on getting something to house my hose. It needs to be put away, but I'm looking for something that not only looks nice, but is functional. So stay tuned. Now I'm going to take some fertilizer really quickly and just fertilize all of my evergreens, everything. I bought a fertilizer that was good for everything. So that's what I'm doing. It did not smell very good, but just kind of putting it all the way around. And then I'm going to take just a minute here to wet everything down and kind of let that fertilizer sink in a little bit. That's one of my hydrangeas there, the Super Ball hydrangeas. The thing went crazy this year. It got really big and I'm really excited. They are both covered in blooms. I'm so thrilled to see that. I'm excited to see what they look like this year. But again, just kind of watering in that fertilizer, and then we're going to go in with fresh mulch. So we use black mulch every year. I just think this looks really nice against the green grass, helps everything kind of pop. So Danny is bringing in the mulch and then I'm kind of spreading it out. We were a little bit short. One of my mulch bags was completely full of ants. It was disgusting and horrifying, and Danny poured out a small little mound and the whole thing was moving. It was terrifying. So we did have to go back and get some more mulch, but you're not going to see that here in this video. We have since purchased that, but just what a difference that mulch makes. Not only does it help to keep the ground moist for your plants, and keep the weeds down, but it also just brings such a pretty pop of color. It makes everything look really clean. So we're just going to lay this mulch out and everything is going to be looking fresh and new and ready for summer. next up, I'm going to take a second to get these brand new ferns into this new planter here. Now, I did recently say to myself that I wasn't going to do ferns this year, but I just think they look so pretty on the front porch, so I'm going to give them another try. I did buy a different kind of planter, hoping that this will help to keep them moist. They do like to be, well watered, and so I want to make sure that I am doing my best to keep these things happy. We do get afternoon sun here on my front porch, so they don't always like that afternoon heat, but I'm figuring if I do my best to keep them well watered and I rotate them so they're not getting that blistering heat and sun on the same part of them every day, maybe that will help. So fingers crossed. I have seen lots of videos of people soaking their ferns and, giving them all different types of things. So hopefully I can do a better job with these this year, because they sure do look really, really pretty. These are Boston ferns. I picked these up at Walmart for $14 each, and I think that's such an incredible price for such a large plant. And now we're going to take a minute to do a little bit of decorating. So first up, I am putting my American flag back out. This is a flag actually my father-in-law picked up for us before we moved into the house. I told him we did not have a flag, so he took care of that for us. And the flagpole is from Amazon. I do have it linked in my Amazon storefront. It's very simple, just a plain black flagpole, but I just think it looks really classic and it looks nice against the white farmhouse. And I'm also going to take a second here to just blow all of the dust and debris and flower leaves off of my front porch and the pollen. I took a second to use the blower to kind of blow off the rocking chairs and the pillows there on my rocking chairs. The pollen is just still very out of control, so trying to keep that clean. I also put the doormat that's under or the rug that's under my doormat in the wash, so that'll be coming out here shortly. But it's also time to get the bunting up in my windows. I love to have the Patriotic bunting in the windows for Memorial Day through the 4th of July, typically through all of July. So this is new bunting I picked up this year from Home Goods. It is bigger. The stuff I used last year was from the Dollar Tree, which worked fine, and I actually was able to keep it. However, this is nicer, bigger, and I think it looks a little bit nicer, a little bit more elevated. So Danny is helping me to get these put up. We're actually just kind of stuffing them into the window, and that's because, well, they're actually not in the window, they're in the screen, so we can still open the window. But that's because I have vertical siding, as you can see, in the board and batten style, and it's hard to connect the grommets. Normally you could just use like a siding hook if you had horizontal siding, but because we don't have that, we can't just put a hook and use the grommets. So we improvised and we are putting them in the screen. We did this last year. It worked out great. And I just love this look. I think it's so quintessential summer, and it's going to look really, really sweet all the way until it's time to start decorating for fall. Now that my rug is clean and dry, I'm going to bring this back out. This is from Amazon. I did show this in a previous Porch Decorate with me. I do have it linked in my Amazon storefront, as well as this braided doormat. I think they're both really pretty and very classic looking. I also picked up this really beautiful blue blanket from Amazon. Thought it would be perfect for the summer months. I like to have blankets out here because it's a little bit chilly in the morning. So I also grabbed my Patriotic pillows that I picked up last year from, I think those are both from Big Lots, and that other blanket there is from Home Goods. And then I also have this wooden decorative piece, which is from Hobby Lobby several years ago, and that will round out all of our Patriotic decor for the outside. Now it's pretty much the end of the night. It was almost 8 o'clock. It's the beautiful golden hour. This is my favorite time to be outside. I'm just going to take a minute to give everything a final drink for the day. It was super hot. It was well into the 80s this day. So just going to give everything one last drink before the night is over, and then we're going to wrap it up. And that brings us to the end of this video, my friends. I hope that you enjoyed coming along with me as we planted new plants, new shrubs, new flowers, new mulch, and got the house decorated for the Patriotic season. I enjoyed doing this, and I hope that you enjoyed coming along with me. It's been fun getting to spend time outdoors and landscaping. That definitely wasn't something we got to do in Vegas, so I am very much enjoying it. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me today. If you are not subscribed, I'd love to have you subscribe and come back for more. And until the next one, my friends, I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I'll see you very soon.